Me 23, living alone in crappy studio apartment. Moved in 3 months ago, still have boxes everywhere, like some kind of failure refugee. Work at IT help desk. Make enough to survive, but not enough to hire actual cleaning service. Apartment looks like depression, had a garage sale and lost, dirty. Dishes stacked like Jenga. Tower of shame laundry pile so big, it has its own zip code. Surviving on energy drinks and regret. One Tuesday morning. Wake up to sound of vacuum cleaner. What the hell? Actually stumble out of bedroom in boxers and yesterday's shame. Some girl in my living room vacuuming like she owns the place, wearing yellow rubber gloves and determined expression. She's actually kind of cute in that I'll organize your life whether you want it or not. Way blonde hair and messy bun, probably 22. Looks like she stepped out of cleaning supply commercial. Who the hell are you and how did you get in here? She turns off vacuum, looks at me like I'm the weird one. I'm Hannah. Your apartment is a biohazard. I fixed your lock, by the way. It was pathetic. You broke into my house to clean it? Technically, I picked your lock. Breaking implies damage. I'm very gentle with my criminal activity. Stands there holding vacuum cleaner like some kind of domestic weapon. This is insane. I'm calling the cops. Go ahead. Explain to Officer Johnson why you're mad that someone made your toilet sparkle. She knows the cop's name somehow. Look around. Place actually does look better than it has since I moved in. Dishes are done. Counters wiped down. Can actually see my coffee table again. Look, this is super weird, but also, thank you, but you can't just break into people's houses. I prefer unsolicited home improvement. Sounds more professional. She's already back to vacuuming, completely ignoring my existential crisis. Spend next 20 minutes getting ready for work while trying to process this leave for work, locked door extra carefully. Come home that evening, apartment somehow even cleaner, fresh flowers on kitchen table that I definitely didn't buy. Note written in girly handwriting. Your pantry was tragic, fix that too. H. Check pantry, it's organized like some kind of food library, canned goods arranged by color and size. Even my ramen collection looks sophisticated now. Sit on couch that's actually clean for once. Completely confused but also kind of impressed. Next morning. Wake up to sound of someone doing laundry. She's in my tiny laundry closet folding my clothes with military precision. Morning, roommate. You sleep like the dead? Very convenient for my work schedule. We're not roommates. You're a burglar who happens to clean things. I prefer lifestyle consultant with flexible entry methods. She's wearing different clothes today. Still cute, still completely insane. Hannah, right? You can't keep doing this. It's illegal and weird. Your definition of weird is very narrow. Yesterday I found a pizza box from 2 months ago. That's weird. Can't really argue with that logic. How are you even getting in? I changed the locks. Honey, I could pick a master lock with a bobby pin and pure spite. Your hardware store special is adorable. She's ironing my work shirts now, making them look better than they ever have. This is Stockholm Syndrome, isn't it? I'm developing feelings for my captor. Technically, you're my captor since this is your apartment. I'm just the help. The help doesn't usually commit breaking and entering. I prefer to think of it as aggressive customer service. Grab coffee she apparently made, it's perfect. Why are you doing this? What's your end game here? She stops ironing, gets this weird look on her face. My apartment building has bed bugs. Been staying at friends' places, but they're getting tired of me. Your place was supposed to be temporary. You're homeless? Temporarily residence challenged, and your place was the easiest lock on the block. Suddenly feel like complete tool for not asking earlier. Why didn't you just ask to crash here like a normal person? Because normal people would say no to random girl who wants to live in their apartment. So you decided breaking in and doing housework was the better approach? Worked, didn't it? You haven't called the cops and you're drinking my coffee. She has a point, annoyingly. This is the weirdest roommate interview process ever. So I passed. Look around at apartment that's cleaner than it's ever been, at fresh coffee and ironed shirts. You can stay, but we're doing this legally. No more breaking in. Deal, but I'm keeping my lockpicks. You never know when you'll need a hobby. Spend rest of morning working out actual roommate agreement. She pays rent by cooking and cleaning. I provide roof and Wi-Fi. Weirdest arrangement ever, but somehow makes sense. Go to work feeling like maybe life is getting slightly less pathetic. Come home to smell of actual home-cooked dinner. Hannah's in kitchen wearing apron, looking domestic as hell. How was work, honey? Dinner's almost ready. Are you role-playing being my housewife now? I'm experimenting with traditional gender roles. It's ironic. Very postmodern. Dinner is actually incredible. Better than anything I've ever made. Where did you learn to cook like this? YouTube University. Graduated summa cum laude in how to not poison your illegal roommate. We eat dinner like actual adults, having normal conversation. Turns out she's studying graphic design, lost her job 2 months ago, been struggling since. Why didn't you tell me this stuff before, instead of the whole mysterious cleaning lady act? Because vulnerable honesty is less fun than being enigmatically domestic. You're completely insane. Thank you. I work very hard at it. After dinner, she disappears into bathroom with a bunch of my grooming supplies. Emerges 30 minutes later having organized my entire medicine cabinet. Your skincare routine was tragic. Fix that too. I don't have a skincare routine. Exactly. Now you do. You're welcome. Hands me detailed schedule for face washing and moisturizing. This is a 12-step process for washing my face. Beauty is pain, also commitment, mostly commitment. Next few weeks fall into weirdest routine of my life. Wake up to fresh coffee and breakfast, come home to clean apartment and actual meals. She's like having personal assistant who occasionally commits minor felonies. My life improves dramatically. Friends notice I look less like walking depression. Dude, you seem different. Like functioning human different. Got a roommate. She's helpful. She hot? She's criminally domestic. That's not an answer. Yes, she's hot and also probably certifiable. Meanwhile, Hannah has completely taken over my social life. Answers my phone, schedules my appointments, even RSVP'd to my cousin's wedding. You're going to Sarah's wedding next month. I already picked out your outfit. I wasn't planning on going. You are now. Family is important. Also, open bar. Did you just plan my entire social calendar? Someone had to. Your idea of social planning was maybe I'll leave the house this weekend. Can't argue with results. My life has structure now. Even started working out because she bought gym membership for our health. Our health? We're roommates. Your fitness affects my living situation. If you die, I have to find new place. That's the most selfish motivation for caring about someone I've ever heard. I'm very efficiently selfish. It's one of my best qualities. 6 weeks into this arrangement, realize I actually look forward to coming home. Not just because apartment is clean, but because she's there. Always has some ridiculous story about her day, some new domestic project. Reorganized your bookshelf by color today, also threw out that self-help book. It was depressing. That was a gift from my mom. Your mom has terrible taste in literature. I replaced it with cookbook. She's sitting on the couch in one of my hoodies, looking comfortable and perfect. Hannah, can I ask you something? Shoot. Why did you really break into my place? Like the real reason? She gets quiet, stops pretending to watch TV. Your apartment was the only one with lights on at 2 a.m. Figured anyone awake that late was probably as lonely as me. So you broke in because I looked lonely? Seemed like we could be lonely together, more efficient. That's either really sweet or completely psychotic. Why not both? She curls up next to me on the couch, still wearing my hoodie. For what it's worth, I'm glad you picked my lock. Best decision I've made since dropping out of criminal justice school. You were studying to be a cop? Ironic, right? Turns out I prefer the other side of law enforcement. Spend rest of evening watching Netflix, her head on my shoulder. This is either beginning of beautiful relationship or elaborate long-term scam. Honestly don't care which at this point in my face. When I realize I'm completely falling for my criminal roommate who fixes my life one illegal entry at a time. That feel when the weirdest thing that ever happened to you turns out to be the best thing too. BME24 moved into new apartment complex after messy breakup. Trying to start fresh after Olivia destroyed my soul and credit score. Small building, thin walls, can hear neighbors breathing. Been single for 6 months. Finally getting my life together. Work from home doing web design. Barely leave apartment except for groceries. One day, hear new neighbor moving in next door. Sounds like furniture being dragged by someone who skipped physics class. Whatever, not my problem. Next morning, making coffee in kitchen when I hear voice through wall bend. No, David. I told you I don't want to go to your stupid work party. My name is David. Olivia used to say that exact phrase about my work events. Probably coincidence, David is common name. Continue with morning routine. Try not to think about it later that day, working on website when I hear her again. You never listen to me, David. You're always on that computer. Okay, that's weirdly specific. Olivia used to complain about my work schedule constantly, probably just another toxic relationship happening next door. Feel bad for whoever this David guy is. Spend rest of day trying to focus on work. Around 6 p.m., hear her talking again. David, did you remember to pick up groceries? I specifically asked for the organic pasta. My blood runs cold. That's exactly what Olivia said 2 weeks before she left me. Down to the specific brand of pasta. Start getting paranoid, maybe I'm having some kind of PTSD episode. Decide to test theory. Wait until next morning, then loudly make phone call. Yeah, man, thinking about getting back into photography. Immediately hear response from next door. David, you always start hobbies and never finish them. She's responding to my conversations like we're actually talking. This is either supernatural horror movie or elaborate psychological torture. Spend next few days conducting experiments. Mention wanting to order pizza. She complains about my eating habits. Talk about work stress. She says I need to communicate better. Bring up visiting my parents. She says they never liked her anyway. Every single response matches something Olivia would have said, starting to question my sanity. Maybe this is what a complete mental breakdown feels like. Decide I need to see this girl, figure out what's happening. Next morning. Wait by mailboxes, hoping to catch her door opens. Girl walks out. She looks exactly like Olivia, but with different hair color. Same height, same build, even walks the same way, wearing Olivia's favorite type of sundress. She sees me, freezes like deer in headlights. Oh, hi neighbor. Her voice sounds different when she's not role-playing. Hey, I'm David, just moved in next door. I'm Riley, nice to meet you. She's acting nervous, keeps glancing back at her apartment. Funny coincidence, I heard you talking to someone named David yesterday. Oh, that's my boyfriend. He's not around much. Right, well, if the walls are too thin, just let me know. She practically runs back to her apartment. This is getting weirder by the day. Spend rest of week, listening more carefully. She's having full conversations, complete with pauses for responses, but I never hear another voice. She's talking to herself, role-playing as my ex finally decide to confront this situation. Head on. Knock on her door one evening, takes forever to answer. When she does, she looks panicked. Hey, Riley, sorry to bother you, but I was wondering if we could talk. About what? About the David you keep talking to. She goes completely white. I don't know what you mean. Thin walls. I can hear everything, and I'm David. She tries to close door. I put my foot in the way gently. Look, I'm not mad, just confused. Can we figure this out? She stares at me for a long moment, then sighs. You want to come in? Her apartment is decorated exactly like Olivia's was. Same furniture arrangement, same color scheme, even same scented candles. It's like walking into a museum exhibit of my past relationship. Okay, this is seriously freaking me out now. I can explain. She sits on the couch that looks identical to one Olivia took when she moved out. I used to live in your apartment. What? Before you moved in, the previous tenant was your ex-girlfriend, Olivia. My brain stops working for several seconds. She left a bunch of stuff behind when she moved out. Furniture, clothes, even some photos. Points to coffee table. There's a picture of me and Olivia from last Christmas. The landlord was going to throw it all away, but I felt bad. Started using her stuff. That doesn't explain why you're pretending to have conversations with me. She looks embarrassed, starts fidgeting with couch pillow. I found her diary. Oh no. She wrote about your relationship a lot, the fights, the good times, everything. And you decided to what? Reenact our greatest hits? It started as curiosity. Then I realized you moved in next door. She gets up, paces around the room nervously. I know how crazy this sounds, but reading about your relationship was like watching a really good TV show. Except it was my actual life. I know it's weird, but she wrote about you so much I felt like I knew you. Looks at me with expression that's part guilt, part something else. And honestly, you sounded like way better boyfriend than she gave you credit for. So you decided to give our relationship a director's cut. More like fan fiction. Very elaborate, very committed fan fiction. Sit down on couch, trying to process this information. Show me the diary. She hesitates, then goes to bedroom. Comes back with familiar notebook. Olivia always carried it around. Flip through pages, it's definitely her handwriting. Reads like psychological profile of our entire relationship. David bought me flowers today, but they were the wrong kind. David tried to plan romantic dinner, but burned the pasta. David says he loves me, but he never really listens. Flip to random page, immediately regret it. David cried during Marley and Me again. Had to pause movie for 10 minutes while he composed himself. David still sleeps with his childhood stuffed animal. Mr. Whiskers is not attractive on a grown man. Walked in on David practicing pickup lines in the mirror. He was using finger guns. Riley is trying not to laugh while reading over my shoulder. There's more embarrassing stuff, isn't there? She flips to a different page. David got food poisoning from gas station sushi and spent an entire weekend crying about his life choices. David asked waiter for extra napkins for his lady and winked. I wanted to disappear. Found David's internet history. Why does he watch so many cat videos at 3 a.m.? Closed diary immediately, face burning with shame. She documented my entire pathetic existence. Honestly, the cat video thing is kind of endearing. How much of this did you already know? Enough to understand why you seemed so defeated when you moved in. Points to entry near the end. David made me laugh today despite accidentally calling the waiter Mom. Forgot how much I love his stupid mistakes. David held my hand at the movies even after spilling popcorn on elderly couple. Sometimes I think we could actually work. Reading Olivia's private thoughts about our relationship is surreal. Why did you keep doing the voice thing after you knew I could hear? Honestly, I was trying to give you closure. Closure? All her complaints were things you could fix. I thought maybe if you heard them differently, it would help. So you were being my relationship therapist through the wall? I was being your ex-girlfriend, but better. We sit in silence for a while, both processing this insanity. This is either the most romantic or most psychotic thing anyone's ever done for me. I was hoping for romantic. She's looking at me with expression I can't quite read. Riley, can I ask you something? After everything I've done, you can ask me anything. Are you single? She laughs, real genuine laugh. David, I've been role-playing as your ex-girlfriend for 3 months. What do you think? I think this is the weirdest meet-cute in history. Better than the holiday though, right? At least I didn't break into your house. You just stole my ex's entire personality. Borrowed. I borrowed her personality and improved it. Look around apartment that's shrine to my past relationship. This is crazy. Completely insane? Wanna go get dinner? Somewhere that's not decorated like my trauma? I'd like that. But fair warning, I might accidentally order what Olivia would have ordered, as long as you don't complain about the service for 20 minutes. Deal, but I'm keeping the furniture. It's really comfortable. Spend next hour talking like normal people. Turns out Riley is graphic. Designer, moved here from Portland last year. She's funny, smart, nothing like Olivia, except for temporary psychological obsession. Can I ask why you really did all this? Honestly, I was lonely, you seemed lonely, and I had detailed instructions on how to date you. Instructions? Olivia's diary is basically user manual for David maintenance. That's disturbing and helpful. I prefer to think of it as relationship cheat codes. We go to dinner at a place Olivia never liked. Riley orders completely different food, talks about completely different things. It's like dating alternate universe version of my ex who actually enjoys my company. So what happens now? She asks over dessert. Now we pretend this normal relationship that started in a completely normal way. And if people ask how we met, we live in same building, that's all they need to know. Not going to mention the psychological stalking? That's second date conversation. Walk back to apartment building, both nervous about what comes next. David, I need to tell you something. More confessions? I may have also been practicing conversations with your mom. What? Olivia wrote about your family a lot. I know way too much about your childhood. This keeps getting weirder, but in like a charming romantic comedy way, right? Stop walking. Look at her seriously. Riley, this is either beginning of beautiful relationship or you're going to murder me in my sleep. Why not both? She's grinning like she just quoted my favorite movie. Realize I'm completely screwed because she's actually perfect. My face when I realize I'm falling for girl who learned how to date me from my ex's diary. That feel when the craziest thing that's ever happened to you might actually be exactly what you needed.